9 games in, and the EPL table is already taking shape. And before we dive into the pool of football analysis, it's kick off with Jay again. He's doing football the way you love it and as we promised. And the first thing you do for us, please, is to like and subscribe these videos. If you want top quality content, subscribe our videos so that we can create more footballing content and analysis, so we can bring more of them to you. As you always know, I don't do this alone, and with me here is Mohammed as always. Mohammed, it's been a long time on this show, and good to be back, right?
Yeah, good to be back. We should create a 24-hour show to talk about what has happened in the past
Yes,
few
yes, we've
weeks.
missed a lot due to our exams. We are very, very sorry we couldn't create content. Very, very sorry, and we feel very, very good to be back and talk about football. And so let's quickly move. Mohammed, how has the footballing world been, and how has it been for Manchester United so far in the league?
Well, it's a rebuilding process, and so far, I would say things are going well so far. Things are beginning to shape up, and although it's not going to be easy, it's going to take a whole lot of time. But then we are beginning to see Eric Ten Hag style of playing the Manchester United team. And one thing I even enjoyed from our last game was the guy was playing as a sweeper goalkeeper.
Wow.
Coming out of the box to make clearances. So I think it's progress.
Okay, progress right there, and we'll quickly move on to the games coming up and do a little bit of preview on them. So moving on. Okay, the first game we'll be talking about right there, I think it will be the Chelsea Aston Villa game. Aston Villa will be welcoming Chelsea right there to the Villa Park right there, and Chelsea on the back of 3 straight wins right there.
New manager
Graham Potter coming in, and it looks like we are looking at another Chelsea side, just the normal Chelsea side we see after a managerial change. Do you think this Chelsea team are one to watch out for?
Well, I think it's still early days. We shouldn't label them one to watch out for. But back to the context, Aston Villa, Chelsea. I think Steven Gerrard has been poor at Aston Villa.
Really poor.
Very poor. But because he's not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or maybe some managers that they abuse, he's English, so they always try to protect him. But he's been very, very poor at Villa. With the caliber of players that they have, they should be doing much better. They should be in the level of the Brightons and the Newcastles of this world.
I feel the squad is underutilized, and
yes. So I think Chelsea should be a win for Chelsea. But let's not forget, Chelsea themselves have had their struggles away from home in the Premier League. Yeah. But then they should still get a comfortable victory.
Okay, they should get a comfortable victory, given Aston Villa's form and how a little bit woeful they've been under Steven Gerrard in recent times. Even Felipe Coutinho, the man which we know to be a masterminder.
Fantastic players. Emiliano Buendia, Luka Dean, they have Tyrone Mings, they have McGinn, a lot of good players there. They have some good attackers, Watkins, and very brilliant players. They should be doing better than where they are currently.
Yes, amazing players right there. So that's why we quickly move on to the Arsenal and versus the Leeds game. I think Arsenal will be welcoming Leeds to the Emirates Stadium, and you know Arsenal, top of the league already. Yes, no word to express how good they've been. Top of the league, coming up from a big win against Liverpool, one they've not done for a very, very long time, and welcoming Leeds. And since they've beaten Leeds in their last 2 to 3 games, do you think this will just be an easy win?
Sure, I go Arsenal straight win, and not just Arsenal straight win, coupled with beautiful football to back it up.
With a comfortable scoreline, as I see it. Then before we talk about the big one right there, let's quickly talk about the Leicester City Crystal Palace game. And why we want to actually talk about that is the relegation issues we are seeing, and with Brendan Rodgers' side sitting comfortably in the 18th spot on the table. Do you think this Leicester City side might be going back to the championship?
Is Rodgers still the manager?
Yes, Rodgers is still the manager.
I thought you bought a report one time.
I actually forgot. Rodgers is still the manager. Maybe it was a wrong report.
Well, I think the handwriting was already on the wall before the season started.
Yes.
Leicester are the only Premier League team that did not sign players. And sometimes it's not about signing players, just players for the sake of it. But then it's the Premier League, even the Newcastles, the Aston Villas, the Crystal Palace, the Evertons, they are signing players. So if you want to remain in the Premier League, you need to sign players. If not, you go down. And I think Leicester are struggling. Confidence is low. They have individual players, but then they should give Rodgers. It would be unfair if they do sack him. Hopefully, they pick up points against Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace, on their day are one to watch out for.
Okay, hopefully they pick up under Rogers, and we'll see how that one pans out against Patrick Vieira's side. So let's quickly move on. Manchester United will be welcoming Newcastle right there to the Old Trafford, and if you look at their last 5 matches, Manchester United has won 4. They've drawn only 1 game, but Newcastle side, I don't think they've lost any Premier League game this campaign. I don't think so. And coming off a 5-1 win over a Brentford side, this Newcastle seems to be getting even stronger with every season they pass through under this new ownership. Do you think they'll give Manchester United a run for their money?
Yeah, we
right
saw
there
we saw them against Manchester City.
Yes.
How difficult it was for City to beat Newcastle. Newcastle are a team that play with so much energy and fire at the moment. But then
It's cohesion.
Yes.
Enough cohesion.
But then you feel Newcastle are not the Newcastle team of before that used to play so much of defensive football. Now they play beautiful attacking football.
Yeah.
Their last 2 Premier League games, they have scored 9 goals, five in the last and 4. So I think it's going to be difficult for Manchester United. But then United are at home. The quality might just be different. The energy, we saw them against Everton, they came up to the party. It's going to be difficult for United, but a big team always be a big team. Okay. I feel United will edge it out based on that little slight of quality.
So I feel Guamares and the likes of St. Maximin are ready to test that United backline. If you look at it, it's not so beautiful at the back for United for me, and I think they'll face a little bit of test, and we'll see how that one pans out.
Yeah, and one thing with the way Newcastle play is United can always exploit them in the transition because they play attacking football.
Yes.
We know United have players that can put one good pass, Fernandes and Eriksen. But it's surely going to be an energetic game.
Yes,
one we should watch out for.
Yes, one we should watch out for. And Tottenham Hotspur will be welcoming Everton, and Everton side beaten by who?
Manchester
United.
Another very difficult game. I had my heart in my head when flinging those corners.
Okay.
But the thing is, the Spurs Everton game is also going to be very difficult. Yeah, Spurs are at home, we expect them to win. But the Spurs Everton game is just like a replica of the United Newcastle games because Everton are on fire, to be honest. Their midfield trio is another thing to watch out for.
And our Nigerian guy is really doing amazing things there. I think he has 8 goals contribution in 9 of Everton side, and I think Everton have made quite enough
defensive solidity.
Yes, with Konakodi, and also a little bit of attacking.
And one thing to add is Lampard has length.
Yes.
For Lampard is always someone that wants to play out from
very
the back.
Very open.
But then he doesn't care about playing out from back. He has Pickford to hit it long, and they compete for the aerial balls and the likes of it. So it's going to be difficult for Tottenham.
Very difficult. Draws and 2 losses in their last 6 games. Liverpool find themselves 10th on the table on the Premier League table. This used to be a top of the table affair right there, but Liverpool will be welcoming Manchester City to Anfield right there, and it won't actually be the top table affair we always know it to be. And how do you think this one will pan out? Manchester City, I think they have won their last 4 to 5 games, and Haaland seems to be banging goals in every corner. So Mohammed, how do you think this BB game will be played at Anfield?
Well, for this, like what you said, it's at Anfield, and I feel Liverpool in the Premier League always have the edge, even before the game starts, as long as it is at Anfield, regardless of their form.
Regardless, 2 of their losses have only come away from home,
so
and they've not lost.
They just draw
games
season. At home.
Yes.
Liverpool are not where they want to be. So many injured players: Luis Diaz, Arnold, Matip. So many injuries so far this season, and they are not where they should be. But then, Man City could be second, Liverpool could be 10, but it still promises to be a blockbuster affair. Well, it's going to be difficult for Man City and very difficult for Liverpool. But one thing that we are assured is I think the both teams are going to score. I'll be tipping it to be a full-time draw because Liverpool have their pride and they won't want Man City to trample on it.
Yes, they won't want Man City to trample on it. Man City on the other side will be looking for a big win to put pressure on Arsenal, who are topping the table with a single point right there, and also with some midfield issues running right there in Jurgen Klopp's side, making him change to the 4-4-2 shape right there. I think Manchester City, with plethora of talent in that midfield, might be looking to control the game much more well and even have the edge in terms of attacking and also in terms of the midfield balance they have right now. So Liverpool have a lot of assignment to do, even to get a draw from it.
Another good thing is I think they scored 7 goals yesterday. So I think that gives them, regardless it is Rangers, but then it gives them confidence and they believe that they can always score goals.
Yeah, we saw Liverpool bang 9 goals against Bournemouth, but I can tell you now, Bournemouth is above them on the Premier League table. So it's a very needed win for them. With Salah even falling out of form, and with only one game, with only a goal in the Premier League, is quite sad. But I think Liverpool will be looking to prove a point and also to maybe win this game and to get their confidence back ahead of tight fixtures right there in the Premier League coming ahead. So what are your last thoughts, Mohammed,
Well,
on the
the
game?
Premier League is back with so much exciting games and the fixtures are thick. I think these fixtures next midweek, so I think it promises to be very interesting, very interesting. And of course, we saw there were a lot of goals in the Champions League yesterday night.
Yes.
And hopefully, with the kind of fixtures we have this weekend in
Lined
the
up.
Premier League, we should have a lot of goals to show for it.
Okay, you've heard from him. I for one, I'm looking forward to the Manchester City Liverpool game. It's going to be a big game right there, and the one at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Premier League won't stop giving us those amazing moments, amazing football moments, to even be precise. And I think we've done enough analysis right there of EPL games. So please do like and subscribe our videos. Very, very much important. And I hope you loved the show. Until next time, goodbye.